What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Alonzo. He's from the Fury clan. I think this might be the first game I've actually watched of Alonzo. He's a really, really strong team game Oranos player. Doesn't play a whole lot of 1v1s, but he's a very, very strong team game Oranos player. All right. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Isis, his name is Tunison. If you are unaware of who Tunison is, he is a very strong player in his own right. This is on the new Vibly Balance Patch 6.0, as you can see over on the left-hand side of the screen, fresh with all of the nerfs and buffs that came with it. First nerf and buff to be looking at is that this obelisk now only costs 5 gold for Isis. Isis is getting a 5 gold obelisk to move around the map and spread the joys of vision. So I don't know if I need to give you exactly explanations about all this, but I'll tell you exactly what the impact of this change is going to be. Basically, Isis is going to be able to put down, for every 2 obelisks she puts down, that's going to be the effective cost of the first obelisk. And one of the things that I think Isis players were feeling is that they were feeling a little bit like they can't put obelisks down in a way because of how tight the Egyptian build orders have been getting. Things like set players going for a 402 fast second town center are not able to do that with Isis because you've spent all this extra gold on the obelisk. It takes a little bit longer to get that town center up. It takes a little bit longer to get that monument up and all the other things that come with that there. So keep that in the back of your mind. I just should have a little bit better of a time in the archaic age here, and also in the early classical age. Oranos on the other side of the spectrum here has been hit with a fairly, I think a lot of players think it's a fairly sizable nerf. Now, I'm yet to feel the veracity, so to speak, of this nerf. I've played only one game of this patch with Oranos, and I didn't feel that there was a problem. But basically, Shockwave hitting villages is no longer possible. So that sounds big. Though that being said, there was a nerf way back when on the Shifting Sands, which did stop a god power being affecting villages. Same too for Bolt. So Shifting Sands, Bolts, they all do not affect villages anymore. So whether it's good change or not, I'm excited to be watching and deciding. And I think that you guys here, I'd love to hear your opinion after this game. If you feel like this Shockwave nerf affected this matchup in any way, shape, or form. And I will be making comments as to whether or not a Shockwave could have been used in a certain situation or not, as Prometheus is coming in here. And I guess to finish this up, the practical effect of this Shockwave nerf is things like the early Oracle rush that Oranos likes to do is going to feel a little bit less powerful. You're not going to be able to, you basically pre-Shockwave nerf, Oracle Valor plus Shockwave is guaranteed to get a villager, if not get a second villager, depending on how far away the villagers are from home. All right, now we can talk about another nerf here coming in, as Tunison is coming up through Anubis. Anubis was something that I think that Atlantean players specifically were really struggling against, maybe too much so. Specifically like Kronos and Gaia, but also Oranos to some degree, was the Anubite. There's also Anubite problems with Odin, though I think that most Odin players were doing actually quite fine against Anubites most of the time. So this is more geared towards the Atlantean matchup, which in my opinion, at the very least, though, I think other people will complain no matter what. So Anubis coming through here. The Anubite now, instead of having a 5-second recharge on its jump, it's now a 10-second recharge on the jump, which is a big nerf to the jumpy abilities of the Anubite. As the priest coming through here for Tunison, Oracle over here going to be getting sniped down there as well, as Tunison's Anubite going to be pushing forward, and a town center is going to be coming up. So all these obelisks are now out across the map. The Promethean is going to move across. It's not a bad idea to just delete this Promethean. 3.6 speed is quite low. So the initial Promethean normally gets deleted anyways, so it should be fine, and you can pick off all these obelisks nice and quickly. Nonetheless, we do see this priest getting a little bit of value over here as the town center for Tunison is about to complete here. He's got a beautiful amount of food on this town center as well. Elephant that he can drag in. He's got these rhinos over here. And we do see the counter barracks, military barracks up for Alonzo. One thing that I think that Oranos players in general have forgotten is how strong once upon a time going mass Terma was. Now, I'm not here to say, as the Anubite here is getting targeted down, that does end up getting sniped. Was that? That wasn't a shockwave, was it? No. So the Anubite gets taken out. Once upon a time, Terma were amazing, right? And then for some reason, they stopped being amazing. And I think that the thing is that players, Oranos players, have forgotten when Terma were really good and why they've stopped being good. And I think there are situations in which opening double Terma is going to be a really, really good way to start the game off. Not having to mass yourself up to 30 Terma, but like starting off double Terma is a good way to start the game a lot of the times. And I think that this is one of those games that Alonzo really would have enjoyed. Okay, here's the first point at which Shockwave would have potentially helped out here. He would have gotten 4 villager kills instead of only 2 villager kills on that point, but he still has Shockwave left in his grasps here to use it in another situation. So it's a little bit of damage there that Tunison has got away with not suffering, as the Alonzo units massing up on this position. Do we see Promethean starting? Not just yet. No town center up just yet either. As the granary gets taken down, those rhinos are most likely going to get dragged back close to the town center nonetheless. Wouldn't mind seeing like a husbandry coming through here for Tunison to help him eat this elephant, as he is getting that one through. And the army of Alonzo searching for some villages to get taken out as an armory getting thrown up on this position for Tunison. He wants to go for some sort of semi-fast heroic here, it seems, but Alonzo pushing in. Another big raid on this position. Obviously, no shockwave available to be used in this position nonetheless, so could not use it there, as another villager does end up getting taken out, and Alonzo retreats back. But 2 villagers down there for the cost of 2 units. That's a good trade there for Alonzo at this point. He's trying to get as much pressure done as he possibly can, as more units are now going to start piling in onto this position. He sees the town center is now naked as the villagers are moving away. Is he going to go straight after the town center? We do see Plague of Serpents getting dropped down here. There will be access to another Valor for Alonzo if he wants to use it, as the unit's now going to push up here. They see the villagers onto this Rhino. Tunison, he's starting to make some military units right now, but is it too little, too late, as Alonzo is going to push in and get a huge amount of damage done onto this one. Going to be trying to take out the Pharaoh on this position as well, as Tunison now pulls away. More units piling through here as the Pharaoh gets sniped down. Great attack here from Alonzo as the villagers all pop back into the town center. There is going to be access for a shockwave if he really wants to, obviously not needing to do it at this point, as the snakes all piling up around on this position, and Alonzo retreats back. He's still got these units up, checking this town center, ensuring that nothing goes there. There's Thundercloud Shore there, which would be a really, really good relic to be picked up as the farms are going to start coming down. Was that Prosperity? Did I miss that? No, Prosperity not in just yet. So farms are just slowly going to come through as the villagers now going to jump onto this wood line. And Alonzo, he sees a villager here, but Tunison a little bit too quick to react there for Alonzo, as the villager is going to pop through into the town center, and he's going to be completely fine on that position. As the priest searching around for something to do, Tunison under a lot of pressure. He does have these units here now, which could get sniped down if there's a couple more Terma out. Terma are really, really good in these positions, but continuing to put pressure on versus a classical fight 2 town center player tends to be the wrong play, in my estimation, in this matchup. Generally speaking, if the Oranos player can get to the heroic age and start making Contarius, life gets really, really good for the Oranos. And I generally think that it's better to grab 2 town centers and make that happen than stay on 1 town center. So we'll see what Alonzo is going to be going for. He can go for 2 town centers, and instead of going for Contarius here, off of one town center, excuse me. You can go for one town center here, Heroic Age, but instead of going Contarius, just go for Mass Satyr is another way through this army. And with the 44 favor in the bank here, is he making Prometheans? He is. Well, he had a little bit more favor in the bank. He could have gone for that strat, but instead he's just going to be going for the full send here, trying to take villages down left, right, and center. As the units still getting taken out by that town center there, retreating away. Serpent still causing some problems. It does do a lot of damage here, this Serpent. Does do a lot of damage. Right? It does minus damage versus villagers and heroes there. As Alonzo going to sneak around this position, look to try and take out these villagers on this Rhino. Yet again, he does see the obelisk here, so finishing that one off is going to be a good play. And there's only a handful of obelisks left on the map here for Tunison. I'm surprised that they're all up there, in all honesty. Meanwhile, over here, we see these villagers are very, very aggressively placed. That's a crazy move there. I think they might even be in range of the obelisks at the back there as well. As the units do push through, kill off another couple of villages. I wouldn't mind seeing Shockwave used on this position just to try and pick off a couple of those units there. I think holding it maybe for an attack on the town center is not a bad idea either. It's now Alonzo here. One of the problems with playing this style of Oranos is that you hit a situation where you're just sitting at full population and you're not getting your citizens out there. Big Shockwave there coming down 11 minutes into the game. Going to be getting a huge... a really, really good start to this fight. Great engagement for Alonzo as Tunison getting pushed back. The Promethean going to be pushing in, taking out these villages even more so as the slingers getting some good damage done onto the Terminus here. As all the units going to dive into that town center here to try and support this position here. The slingers popping out, getting a lot of damage. Nearly 30 damage per second coming out of that town center there. So it is a big amount. And now Alonzo is going to be able to get himself some more villagers to come through here. He might want to get himself another couple of military buildings up if he's going to continue to do these sorts of attacks here. Alternatively, he wants to go to the Heroic Age, as the army is going to be targeting down this town center very, very nicely. Meanwhile, slingers popping in and out of the town center as best as they can to snipe down units here. Obviously, these melee units are going to get cleaned up incredibly fast by the town center. Look at the damage. It just absolutely ends those melee units here. Though the Promethean, they are coming through the town center ever so slightly, getting taken out. But Tunison now, he's actually on 87 population. Alonzo here, he's down to 88 population as well. Obviously, Tunison's got a little bit more population here in terms of economy than Alonzo does. But now with the Prometheans starting to hit this town center, going to be able to take that one out nicely here. As we now starting to see the Anubites coming through for Tunison. Can he hold? That Pharaoh needs to get targeted down. The villagers can also pop out at this point and start thinking about a repair here. But Alonzo needs to retreat back here. Tunison is held. He still has the 15 villagers idle though. So throughout that entire process, the villagers there have been idled. So while a lot of units fell for Alonzo, a lot of idle economy was forced by him as well, as now the Mermilla has spotted this position, going to be moving up here to start hitting the villagers over here. 60 villagers to 16 citizen is a big advantage for Tunison, as the unit's going to be pushing in here. There is no, obviously you can't use Shockwave on the villagers, but there would be no Shockwave anyways on this raid. How many villagers does he actually end up killing here, as he gets so many as the villagers retreating away at this point? Shockwave onto this spot here would basically pick off every single one of those villagers there. As another villager going down, the Terma still pushing through. He's got those hero Terma to take out those Anubites, but a beautiful amount of damage there. The villagers pushing in onto this gold mine. A bunch of units are already over here. And Tunison, where is the gold? He finds himself some food over here. There might be a gold mine in that corner over there that he could potentially grab. There seems to always be a sneaky gold mine somewhere. If we count the gold mines that have been actually spotted here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there is a sneaky gold mine somewhere on the map here. I'm not going to hit the map button because I want to see if Tunison spots it at any point here as he's scouting around for that gold. But at this point, he is really, really hurting for gold at the moment. 15 gold in the bank as Alonzo is continuing to rush through here, trying to snipe down the Pharaoh. Manages to pick that one off there as the Anubite pulls away. Another Anubite coming in. The villagers coming through to shank there. So as well, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There is definitely a gold mine somewhere. My guess is it's like over here or over, obviously, or over here. As Prosperity gets dropped down with only 8 villagers on the gold mine there. Tunison is trying his hardest to get a little bit of gold in to spend his resources. He's got 1,300 wood in the bank that he's just not able to spend because he can't make Wadgets. He can't make any other units because he's gone through Anubites. So there's no way to spend that favor anyways as the wall's coming up on this position to try and delay here as we'll see if Alonzo can continue this pressure. Let's actually see where the gold mine is. It is over on that left side there. Like we said, both players not scouting. I did say there's always going to be a gold mine kind of sneaking onto the map somewhere on this map on Blue Lagoon. There's always a sneaky gold mine. If you've played Blue Lagoon enough, you are going to be aware of that. A couple more villagers getting sniped down here as Alonzo pushes in, trying to take the villagers out on that position there. As Alonzo coming back in. Lots and lots of slingers, though, are out now for Tunison. Alonzo needs to kind of... he doesn't really. He needs to keep putting the pressure onto the gold mines. But he does need to take the fight in a bit of a... does he have Shockwave? He's got Shockwave, so he can easily take a fight here in this game and really, really push the envelope, so to speak, of this game. Because if he can pick off even more of these labor, not the laborers, but the army of Tunison, the gold situation becomes even more dire. As there's the Shockwave, not allowing the slingers to retreat there. We will be seeing those slingers pulling back on this position, nonetheless, as the villagers trying to sneak onto this gold mine over here as well. Terma pushing through, going to attempt to find a couple more kills over here. A little bit of overkilling here from Alonzo. This is something that's quite hard for the Atlantean players, and I don't think many Atlantean players fully grasp how the Terma works. And if you are an Atlantean main, you should have these kind of numbers in your head, which is how many arrows does it take for a Terma to one-hit a slinger? And I believe the answer is 3. So I think what you want to be doing is getting 4 Terma out and targeting down a slinger nice and close. That way the Terma won't miss, as opposed to grabbing all of your 12 Terma and just targeting one slinger here. As the Terma do retreat away, the unit's going to be trying to take out this town center. Looks like it will be going down after all is said and done. As Tunison's got 3,000 wood in the bank. Meanwhile, over here, we do see the villagers have snuck onto this gold mine, but the town center is down. Tunison, though, he's got 74 villagers. He's got 74 villagers at the moment. He's got a great economy. And now Alonzo, however, he's on 3 town centers now. He's grabbed all 3 of his town centers. He's on 17 villages. Might not be a bad idea to what am I saying? To get more villagers out. He's not starting his citizens on these town centers. Instead, he's just going up to full population. But sometimes full population is a good way to go, as a couple of units are going to chase those villagers away. And the Slinger's coming back up onto this position, trying to hold on. But look, Tunison, he's behind in population now is the problem. He's got a lot of economy. The villagers are going to be attempting to get the town center up. There is a Pharaoh over here. Just grab the back town center and call it a day. That's what Tunison is going for here. As the Slinger's turning around, getting a good start to this fight here, as the Terma pushing in, going to be driving straight in to that Pharaoh there, not allowing him to get away. It's such a difficult unit to keep alive for the Egyptian players. You've got to basically keep it in your base and away from the fight, unless your opponent, you really want to be using it to kill off stuff, I guess, myth units. But Alonzo now has got the resources to go to the Heroic Age. He's in a commanding position right now. They are the god of choice. As Alonzo checks this gold mine out, we do see that this gold mine over here has been spotted as well by, I believe, by Tunison. But Alonzo, he's got no idea where to go. This gold mine, he's also can spot that and see 5,214 gold there. Really not that much, as the town center on the back here does end up going up 4,500 wood in the bank here for Tunison. He just can't get any other resources because he needs gold to make farms here. He really does not need a little bit. He doesn't need any wood anymore. He can literally take every villager off of wood here and enjoy that, as Alonzo is trying desperately to find where the villagers are getting gold from. As the Mamillo spots the obelisk, sees no villagers on this gold mine. This Mamillo might be the savior here for Alonzo to see this gold mine in the corner there, as we do see the villagers looking like they're going for a little bit of a villager rush, so to speak, driving straight up into this town center here, trying to take that one out with 15, 14 villagers. We'll be able to do so, but because the army is just not in position. Great micro here from Tunison, great positioning, utilizing the barracks and the wooden wall here as those Mermillo try and take out this position. The Term are going to swing around onto the back here as the Slinger is going to be trying to retreat back from them, as the town center going to be not going down here as Masons comes through. Tunison throwing away those villagers here as he's finally got himself a little bit of gold in the bank. Would be worthwhile to spam out so many more farms here if he can, as these Slingers getting pushed back. Irrigation coming through for Alonzo as well. He's going to be trying to skyrocket to the Mythic Age here as fast as possible, so he can potentially get a Tartarian gate down somewhere. There is the monuments of protection here for Isis, but he doesn't have a monument over here, so definitely a Tartarian gate over there in that position wouldn't go astray there. As we see a marker getting thrown down, Nephthys is now coming through, as it looks to me like Alonzo still has not found the gold mine. We see the Promethean scouting around. Is there a gold position over here? Is there a gold mine over here? Yes, there is, but there's no units on that one. And Alonzo is gotta know now in the back of his mind that Tunison, especially when he sees Nephthys come through, and with the score being as high as it is for Tunison, he's got to know that gold is coming in somewhere. As the Promethean still scouting around the map, looking for something to find. As Tunison, he's still got villagers on this wood line. Still, you can just take the village. You don't need wood. You just need to spam farms, unless he really needs that gold for something, which I don't think he does. He could easily just stop getting wood in this game as the barracks getting taken down on this position. Tunison's only real option in this game to find a win against Oranos here in this position is going to be late game. Can he survive to the late game? The Promethean finally, after all is said and done, spots the villagers on this gold mine, and Alonzo is going to have to be like, I let this guy get 4,000 gold from that gold mine there. He does need to look at the mini-map to spot that, and now he does see that. There's the heavy infantry coming in, as Alonzo going to sneak through and try and take out those villagers down there, as the building's getting taken out on that position as well. As a Promethean going to start wailing in to the villagers here. The Mermillo coming through to try and take these ones out. The long trek away here for those villagers. They can sneak through this position. Maybe, can they? Yes, they can. Is there any way to path block that? It would have been beautiful if you got through. These villagers all over here getting trapped in this position here, as Osiris is clicked up now for Tunison, but the Tartarian gate is going to get thrown down somewhere. Now, do you put it over here? It's probably outside of range of that monument of villager protection there. Or do you put it over on this position where all the villagers are there to take that one out, as we do see the hero citizens moving forward to get a 4-2 town center advantage in this game. There's another villager going to be getting taken out. We see the units pushing through. Another monument. It is a monument to the priest here. Trying to get that one thrown up. Tartarian gate. Can it get up? Answer. Looks like no. It looks like, I think Tunison's got a great idea here. If he can get this monument to the priests up and spam out mummies, that might be a good way to defend here, as we do see the monument to the soldiers is up, protecting himself very, very nicely. But already Alonzo has got himself champion Mermillo. If Alonzo wants to just put the nail in the coffin in this game, Titan is the option here. He can get a Titan out, but so too could Tunison get a Titan out. Tunison's got the resources for it straight away, ladies and gentlemen. He's already got the resources. He's got the Pharaoh on the back here. He's got himself the upgrade City of the Dead. Tartarian Gate gets dropped down on this position. Ancestors getting dropped down to defend against the Tartarian Gate. Does already have itself Masons in. Meanwhile, on this position, not attacking that hometown center just yet. Pharaoh still staying very much alive. Shockwave getting dropped down to push those minions away from that Tartarian Gate. There's another use that is not available here, but Architects comes in. Shockwave was a combination god power with Tartarian Gate a lot to keep that one alive for much longer. But instead now, that Tartarian gate has taken a big hit because Shockwave can no longer be used in combination there. So something to keep in the back of your mind where that's concerned. As the villagers pushing forward, we do see the Tartarian spawns getting taken out. As Alonzo pushing forward, going to try and take out some villagers on this position here, as well as Tunison here. He's got no resources left, no gold left in the bank here. He's losing a lot of villagers. We still haven't seen Alonzo going for a Titan gate, as we also saw a Chaos getting used on this position. The mummy should be able to clean that one up, no problems there. But now Alonzo, 4 town centers, should be looking to get himself fortified town centers. Doesn't have that one just yet. Secrets of the Tide is going to be his first option, though. Tunison here, the only problem for him is he's going to have to sell some food to get the gold, to get himself his own Titan out, and trade here for the enemy Titan gate. Because he's definitely not going to be able to hold it after... He's probably not going to be able to hold it. There's no shifting sands available. Great usage of the Lampedia there to take out that mummy. And he actually gets 2 mummy kills. No, 1 mummy kill there. As the catapult now going to start pushing through, trying to get the town center back. Still no attempt for Tunison to get himself a Sacred of the Titans. Is the back town center here now under serious pressure as the villagers popping out, going to try and shank this one down. But these are champion Mamilo, 159 HP, 11.2 damage per second here. As the mercenary going to attempt to come through. There's still no gold mine here for Tunison to grab. He's got 0 gold mines remaining as the town center going to get taken out. Villagers pushing forward to shank this one down. Alonzo loses his forward town center, but kills off the back town center. Was this worth it? Probably was worth it in all honesty for Alonzo, because he's just picked off so many more villagers. Tunison is now down to 35 villagers. Masons is coming through very, very late there for Tunison as Alonzo pushes in, trying to take out the Son of Osiris. Tunison retreating back there as the catapults are going to get taken down. Do see a palace coming up on the front here for Alonzo as the villagers are going to be searching around for some more gold mines here as well. As now Tunison's wood stockpile is gone. And in that moment, Tunison does tap out. GG. Really, really well played here by Alonzo. Super strong gameplay. Really punished that second town center of Tunison here. I really don't think that ISIS can get away with the fast second town center, a forward fast second town center at that against Oranos. The power is just so big. There was this opportunity for Tunison to sneak a gold mine here. If he did sneak that gold mine, it would have been a very, very different game. But he didn't scout it out, and Alonzo finds the dub. Nice game here. If you guys enjoyed this one, please let me know what you think about the patch and the changes that affected this specific game. And I'll see you guys in the next game.